How's it going, everybody? I'm Andrew Robson, and you are watching RAKUYO's Deciduous Bonsai channel. On today's episode, I'm going to teach you how to partially defoliate or leaf prune a wisteria or other plants that have a compound leaf. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode. All right, so I'm here in my studio, RAKUYO Bonsai N in Portland, Oregon, where we specialize in really high quality deciduous bonsai, and we pioneer deciduous bonsai throughout the American bonsai community. And I have with me a wisteria, which is kind of an essential flowering bonsai in a good deciduous bonsai collection. And wisterias are kind of fun because they're a little weird. They definitely look their best when they're flowering, and we kind of design them to be these big flower platforms rather than put a lot of finesse into the individual lines of the tree. Not that you can't do that, but wisteria is kind of a hard plant to manipulate, and so with Wisteria Bonsai, we mostly do the best we can to make a really nice platform for all of those beautiful flowers. And part of building that structure on wisteria is doing a leaf cutting process. Now, I actually like to say leaf cutting rather than partial defoliation, just because whenever you say the word defoliation, it implies you are removing a lot of the leaf. And even if we might do that when we're leaf cutting, I think it's good to distinguish between the two, so I always tell students that we are going to be leaf cutting rather than partially defoliating. But the process is basically the same if you hear that from other teachers. Now, wisteria has a compound leaf, and so what actually look like the leaves on this tree are really leaflets. And so this compound leaf has several pairs of leaflets that are on it, but just like any broadleaf plant, at the base of the true leaf, you will be able to identify the bud. And so on Wisteria Bonsai, if we want to do some leaf cutting, what we actually do is we cut off several pairs of leaflets. And so we're going to take a scissors, we're going to cut it back to just one or two pairs, depending on the strength. If it's a really, really strong area, we're just going to cut it back to that first pair of leaflets. If it's not a very strong area, then we might leave 2-3 pairs of leaflets. So we kind of play a balancing game when we're doing this leaf cutting, but we're going to do that all over the tree. And if you watch this B-roll that's going to be playing right now, you'll be able to notice that this was a pretty bushy plant before we started, and after this process, it really opens up a lot of light into the interior of the tree. Oftentimes this can actually induce a second flowering on wisterias, which is kind of fun, or even a third flowering I've had here in the garden. But it's a way to help develop your Wisteria Bonsai during the growing season. And depending on how vigorous your plant is, you know, we have some of the healthiest trees in North America here. I have to do this 2 or 3 times throughout the growing season to keep up with the trees. If you're in a less vigorous place than the Willamette Valley, or you're not doing all of the fertilizing and optimizing everything else that we're doing to make these trees healthy, then you might only have to do this once a year, depending on your climate and your situation. But here at RAKUYO N, we do this about 2 or 3 times a year. And again, we're just going through, we're taking a pair of scissors, and we are cutting back this compound leaf to 1 to 3, maybe even 4 on super weak ones, leaflets, pairs of leaflets. And so we're going to take that compound leaf, just cut it back to a few pairs of leaflets, and that going through the whole tree is going to open up a lot of light and just keep these trees developing throughout the growing season. So that's how you do leaf cutting on compound leaves like this Wisteria Bonsai that I have here. If you want to know more about Wisteria Bonsai, I actually did a video for Bjorn Bjorholm's Bonsai U, in which I have 20-30 minutes of pretty intact detail on what you do with Wisteria Bonsai, how I grow them here at RAKUYO. So if you want to go check that out, go visit Bonsai U. I think he has a free trial, so you can see that video on the free trial if you're not already subscribed to that. But yeah, that's Wisteria Bonsai. I have several here in the garden. I really, really love them. And this is a way that we really influence and develop the trees throughout the growing season here at RAKUYO Bonsai. We teach all these techniques in our intensive classes, and so if you want to learn more about deciduous bonsai, and you're already liking these videos and subscribing to the channel, our intensive program, which we have students from all over the country come to study here and study high-level deciduous bonsai. Our intensive program covers a lot of these things that we talk briefly about in the videos. So thanks for tuning in. You've been watching RAKUYO's Deciduous Bonsai channel. I'm Andrew Robson. I hope you can apply this compound leaf cutting technique to your bonsai collection.